How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan, and it's been a while since we've done one of these. This could be another horror movies to either watch or avoid series. Sport my new Iwata shirt from the Metalhead box of December, so spoilers, I guess, but hey, there you go. White. Finally wearing a white t-shirt and combating that with a black shirt underneath so I don't sweat all over it, so... Yeah, if you own any white shirts and you don't want to sweat on it, just wear a shirt underneath, I guess. Anyways, let's get on with this. I didn't prepare for this at all, and some of these I haven't watched in a while, and they've just been kind of collecting, so I apologize if I kind of, fucking deer in headlights this a bit, but here we go. Let's try this. First up is not really a horror movie, but it kind of is. This is a 8mm, a Nicolas Cage film. Once again, you either love Nicolas Cage or you hate Nicolas Cage. I realize his acting in a usual kind of perspective isn't the greatest, but once you kind of get used to his, cageisms, as I call it, you kind of grows on you, and you kind of look forward to his little things that he does that, like his overacting, I guess, and his weird little, like, eccentric things that he does in movies. But yeah, so I've kind of, that's kind of what's happened. It's kind of grown on me. His Nicolas Cageisms have kind of grown on me, and just some of the weird shit he does amuses the shit out of me and the wife. So we're kind of on a Nicolas Cage kick. Been for a few months now, but this is one that he's done back in, if I could find a date, that would be fantastic. No, 1999? It says 1999, but I don't know. It looks pretty fucking young here. And speaking of young, there's a young-ass Joaquin Phoenix in this as some sort of like alternative gothy punk dude that runs a fucking porno shop. So that's kind of funny and amusing. So if that's, up your alley at all. Anyways, this is basically a detective story, a private detective who gets hired to check out this 8mm film that has this weird kind of snuff porn video on it, and this rich old lady's like, I need to figure out what's going on here. I need to find out why my husband has this stashed away in his safe now that he's dead, and I found it. But yeah, it's interesting. There's a clip in here where the killer says something like, you know what I like best about killing someone? It's not when you show them the knife. It's not when you tell them you're going to use it on them. It's when you first stick it in and you get that gleam in their eye like, oh my God, this is actually happening. That's the best part, or whatever. I'm paraphrasing, but that little like monologue is used in a bunch of death metal songs and albums and stuff like that. You'll probably hear that clip. You've probably heard it before. And this is the film that's from. So that's neat. Anyways, that's pretty good. It's a nice, like, horror, thriller, mystery, detective film. I kind of enjoy those films. Like, if you're like into CSI or Special Victims Unit or whatever, those kind of cop shows where you kind of figure out who the killer is or what happened and how it happened. This is basically one of those. And if you can stand Nicolas Cage's cageisms, then hey, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. But yeah, something to check out. Next is one I've been wanting to see for fucking ever because I like your classic monster movies. It's got Tom Hiddleston in it. It's got Samuel L. Jackson in it. And it's got, Mrs. Marvel in it, or Captain Marvel, Brie Larson. And what I'm talking about is Kong, Skull Island, the film that's kind of launching this whole monsterverse thing going on by Legendary and Warner Brothers. But yeah, so I saw this. This was fantastic. This was like the best King Kong film I've ever seen. And I love the fact that he's like 100 feet tall instead of just kind of like, 25 feet. I love that he's freaking massive. Samuel L. Jackson's a giant douchebag in this, by the way. So if you're looking for him to, be a good guy and to say some clever one-liners, well, he says some clever one-liners, but he's not the good guy in this. He ends up being a dick. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Brie Larson in this is okay. She doesn't deliver any fantastic acting. She doesn't deliver any fantastic lines. It mostly falls on Tom Hiddleston being a sexy bastard and doing like Tom Hiddleston. He's a great actor, perfect lead for this. There's some crazy parts, and this dude, if you can see, is in it. The guy from like Brothers and Will Ferrell's little fuck buddy, that guy. But yeah, so he's in it. He offers some comedic relief here and there. I don't know why I'm opening this up and showing you the DVD. It really doesn't matter what the DVD fucking looks like. This isn't like CDs, but yeah, this is really good. I need to go back and buy the Godzilla one from whenever the fuck it came out. This was 2017. I think the Godzilla one was like 2015 or 16. Let me know in the comments when it actually came out, because I don't really know. But I need to get that one because I know I don't have it, because the wife isn't really into monster movies. So it's not something we're just going to like grab. I'd have to like, hey, honey, you want to get this for me? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's kind of one of those things. You gotta have to twist their arm to throw it on the budget. But this was really good. This is like an 8.5 out of 10 for monster films. Loved the King Kong character and some of his like emotions that he goes through. Very, very highly paid attention to detail with the CGI there. So kudos to the CGI team that worked on that guy and put every single fucking hair in that thing, and then figured out how to make hair look wet on CGI. Like, holy fuck! Like, they actually have a pretty decent like background behind the scenes thing on how they kind of go through making the character. And man, those dudes need a pat on the back because they made it look sick. All right, next is one that I've been wanting to see for a while. When it came out, I didn't get a chance to really see it in theaters, so I got around to buying it on DVD. This was fucked up. This was called Annihilation with Natalie Portman. Hello, Puppet. Yeah, her. But yes, it was pretty interesting. This team of I guess researchers have to figure out what happened to a military team that went into this kind of affected area of the Earth that's kind of slowly being changed by a mysterious event and thing. Try not to spoil it, but yeah, this thing lands or happens and starts affecting reality basically and everything around it. And the military team gets fucked up and lost and kills each other basically, and weird shit happens to them. So then they have to send in this research backup team to kind of find the military team and study what's happening to the place and find out what happened. So they send in this team of chicks, very able-bodied, and given it was a normal situation, they probably would have survived. They seem like very capable women, very capable characters. They just kind of got fucked over by just how insane and weird what's going on is happening. So yeah, really interesting, and you don't quite find out until the very, very end what the fuck is actually going on. And I don't want to give it away, but I kind of really want to give it away. So I'm gonna wave, and then when you see me wave again, that's when the spoiler's done. So right now is going to be a spoiler. So if you don't want to hear what's going on with this, turn off, and then I'll wave again so you can come back. All right, so 3, 2, 1. Goodbye if you don't want to hear it. Okay, so there's an alien landing with this, and the aliens are coming to Earth, and the spaceship and the technology that the aliens have is basically converting all of the reality and all of Earth's substances into terraforming Earth into their planet and their substances. And that's kind of what's happening, and everything that's reacting to like Earth's creatures, like a bear is in this, and it gets fucked over and starts changing its form. Things become actually more beautiful, things become more aggressive, just depending on how the element that's being introduced by the aliens to Earth's materials and atmosphere and ground and everything is happening. And she eventually at the very end kind of gets molested by this entity that's kind of cloned her via her blood, because she got close to the source, and it's really weird. I think she defeats it, but not really. And I think some of the aliens' DNA gets imprinted in hers and then taken back to the headquarters once she escapes the kind of dome bubble that this area is slowly widening and affecting. But yeah, so all right. Spoilers over for anyone who didn't want to hear it, but there you go. That's kind of what's going on with Annihilation. Fantastic film, very fucked up. Once again, probably another 8 out of 10. Definitely recommend it. I don't know if you'd consider that a horror movie. It's kind of like a science fiction film with a little bit of horror elements sprinkled in. But hey. All right. Next is a pretty good one. I mean, I liked it. We got the first one. This is Unfriended Dark Web. If you like the first one, you should like this one. It's pretty much similar stuff. A group of friends end up kind of unwittingly kind of annoying a certain dark web circle of people, and then they end up getting targeted because they're fucking with them, and then one of the guys that's fucking with them fucks with the guy even harder, and yeah, they all just start going down one by one because a guy's stupid ass mistake. One of the friends just does the dumbest thing. So yeah, it's pretty good. Some of the kills are interesting. Some of the like twists here and there interesting. The end twist kind of It's got 3 alternate endings, so I guess you can choose from your favorite one. But yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's a Blumhouse production. Maybe BH Tilt. Okay, Universal Blumhouse. Yes, Jason Blumhouse. So Jason Blum from Blumhouse is involved in this. It actually says BH right there for Blumhouse. So yeah, it's a Blumhouse film. So if you support Blumhouse, go check out this film. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good. Like 6.5 out of 10 is, you know, worth checking out at least. And if you like the first one, you should like that one. All right, next is the new Slenderman. Oh, Slendy Bob. But no, yeah, Slenderman was all right. You don't really see him too much in the film. Some of the things that happened to the people that you see in the trailer are basically just kind of like in their own mind, and being around Slenderman and being involved with the kind of creepy pasta thing that's going on with Slenderman's kind of affecting them, and being around him is kind of affecting their reality. And then they just kind of eventually start freaking the fuck out. And the closer he gets to them, the more, I guess, of their soul is getting drained and their sanity is getting drained. It's all right. Like, I'm going to have to watch it again because I was highly distracted dealing with a bunch of different, you know, online issues. Not bad issues, just a bunch of different stuff online while I was watching this. You should probably put your phone down while you're fucking watching this, is what I'm saying. But I'm going to rewatch this again sometime. It was all right. It wasn't like the best Slenderman movie. There's another one out called He Watches or something like that was also Slenderman related. That one is okay too, but I'd say they're around the same. Like, that one was a 5 out of 5. This one's probably like a 5.5 out of 10. So yeah, it's worth checking out, but just find it in your bargain bin if you can. So if it's like for 10 or 12 bucks, pick it up. But yeah, it was all right. All right, next one. Holy fuck. This one is a mind trip and an acid trip and just like the craziest shit you've seen in a long time. Like, this one is right up there. This is Mandy with Nicolas Cage. And once again, you kind of have to enjoy Nicolas Cage and his Nicolas Cage-isms to really get the full, you know, enjoyment out of this. He has this one scene where he's like, they lit her on fire! And just, it's really funny. Like, I don't know why I found it funny, but it's just because I enjoy Nicolas Cage's, like, eccentricity. It's got a fucking 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, if you give a shit about that. So, yeah, 98% fresh. And it is. It's really good. It's a bit of a fucking trip at one point in the movie, because the guys... like, the main bad guy is on LSD or some shit, and then you kind of see the movie through his point of view, and then he gives the wife and his followers some LSD, so you kind of see the movie through their point of view at a certain time, and they're just a weird kind of cult religious cult, not Christian or anything, but there's some sort of weird religious cult, and they capture Nicolas Cage's wife in this for whatever the fuck reason, and well, I kind of give it away, but they set her on fire and they kill her by burning her right in front of him, and that's some John Wick level revenge incentive shit. So yeah, he fucks their shit up. He goes around just on an insane murder spree, and it's so gratifying. It's so awesome the way he dispatches some of these people, how insane he goes throughout this. It's damn good. Like, it's basically John Wick meets the 2000 or the Evil Dead remake, the really brutal one where the chick slices her tongue. Yeah, that one. So that meets John Wick basically. So damn, this was good. This is like a 9.5 out of 10. Really fucking good movie. Can't wait to see Mandy Part 2 if there is one. Holy shit. All right, next is kind of a couple of compilations, because me and the wife have been trying to get all of the Stephen King films. So if this could focus, that would be so fantastic. All right, that's as best as it's gonna get. But yeah, this is 6. Yeah, 6 film collection. It would be help if I could read the fucking front of the DVD case, huh? But yeah, 6 film collection. It's got Apt Pupil, Bag of Bones, Christine, Secret Window, which I already have, Sleepwalkers, which I already have, Stand By Me, and that's it. Apt Pupil was interesting. Hadn't seen that one before. Basically about this kid who finds out that there's a hidden Nazi from World War One, like hiding out in like his town, and he's kind of obsessed with the guy and wants to know more about the World War and about the Nazi stuff. And he's kind of like prodding at the guy and getting him to kind of reveal more stuff. He even buys the fucking guy like a vintage like Nazi costume to like, you know, spark some memories, and gets the guy to fucking march around the house. It's kind of weird, but also kind of intriguing, kind of interesting, kind of like what the fuck's gonna happen. Is the kid gonna push the guy a little far? Is he gonna start fucking Sieg Heiling the town? Is he gonna start like, you know, bringing on a new Holocaust? You don't know. So it's kind of like, ooh, I wouldn't poke the fire, or I wouldn't poke the bear with a fiery stick too much there, kid. But yeah, it's an interesting story. It's a little slow, but if you got patience and you're a fucking adult, if you're an adult, you'll be able to appreciate that film. So it's all right. I like that one. Bag of Bones. Bag of Bones. Oh yeah, Bag of Bones. Yeah, that was a weird one with fucking 007. Come on. He got hit in the head. He had to run by fruiting. Fuck. What was his name? The dude. How am I not remembering this dude's name? This is killing me. Wow. Holy shit. Pierce Brosnan. Thank you, brain. Finally. But yeah, Pierce Brosnan's in the Bag of Bones one. I'm going to try to zoom in, but it's that one. It's that film. Kind of a long film. Like, it's how many hours? Like 167 minutes. Yeah, holy shit. It's pretty long. It's all right. It kind of bounces back from being kind of slow, but also kind of interesting. The guy's wife dies while she's pregnant, and then he moves to this house to try to like move on and start writing. But then the townspeople are really fucking weird, and then like the mayor of the town or whoever owns it, he's like pestering them and saying, you know, get out. And there's this woman with a kid who's, you know, caught up in some sort of legal battle. And he's trying to help her out with the legal battle. But then like the ghost of his wife is trying to warn him that there's something else going on with the town and with that kid and the mayor, and just it's really fucked up and weird. Definitely worth a watch if you got the time, and you know, if you like supernatural mystery thrillers. It's pretty good. I definitely like that one. Anywho, this is already at 19 minutes. So I'm probably gonna have to cut it in about 5 and then continue on. You'll see this as one big video. It'll probably be close to half an hour or longer, because I still got 4 more things to go through. So let's keep talking about this. Let's see here. Christine's great. It's just kind of like a haunted car film that turns this dude this geeky dude into a bit of a douchebag. He actually ends up getting the girl in it, but then he ends up like being an ass to her, so she ends up fucking off, and then he ends up like killing a bunch of people with his car because they fuck with his car, and it's got kind of a stranglehold on him in a supernatural way. Yeah, it's all right. It's old. It's like it's pretty fucking old. Like you could definitely maybe use a remake of it. But it was good. I don't mind that one. Secret Windows, great. Go check it out. It's a Johnny Depp film. I fucking love Johnny Depp. I got a giant Johnny Depp collection. Sleepwalkers was good. Basically just these weird cat people in a town that drain people's souls, and these like teenagers, and a cop stops them. Stand By Me is kind of a classic. If you don't know Stand By Me, it's basically just like these young kids who find a body and like poke it with a stick and then talk about stuff. And one of the kids almost gets hit by a train. And I don't know. I don't really know what the big plot of Stand By Me is. It was kind of an all right movie when I was growing up, but now thinking about it, it's kind of boring and lame, to be honest. But hey, anyways, glad to have this 6 film collection of Stephen King. Let's move along because there's another collection of Stephen King I've got here too. This one's got 4 in it. It's got The Dead Zone, Pet Sematary, Silver Bullet, and Graveyard Shift. Graveyard Shift is kind of terrible. It's all right, but at the same time, it's like it's very dated. The characters act really weird in it. This one, like, it's like a cleanup crew. They get sent to like the basement of this place to just clean it up and find stuff that's worth selling or whatever for this kind of boss in this middle of nowhere hick town. And there's a bunch of rats. There's this giant bat rat hybrid creature thing that's like 9 feet tall and like eats people. I don't know. I really don't know what the big plot of it was. Basically, they just get picked off one by one by the rats and the giant thing. And there's some weird love story in the middle of it with the guy that comes to town and works for the Graveyard Shift. Graveyard Shift just means night shift, so it just sounds creepier than what it really is. So it was all right. Silver Bullet was a pretty decent werewolf film, if I remember correctly. It's got Gary Busey in it. So if if you like Gary Busey-isms, he's another one that's in this and kind of funny and weird. Terror rises with a full moon as a peaceful town is terrorized by a ruthless half-man, half-beast. Only a wheelchair-bound 13-year-old and his uncle, Gary Busey, have the courage to hunt it down and kill the elusive werewolf. So, yeah. Basically, this kid in a wheelchair who kind of looks like Fred Savage, but apparently the kid's name is Corey Haim, whoever the fuck that is. So Gary Busey and this wheelchair kid hunt down a werewolf. It's interesting. It's not terrible, but it's not like the most amazing thing either. And then Pet Sematary. If you haven't fucking watched Pet Sematary, you can get the fuck out right now because that's one of the best classic horror films there is. So yeah, Pet Sematary is great. Can't wait for the remake coming next year. Should be sick. I think it's with Blumhouse, so hell yeah. And what's the last one here? The Dead Zone. The Dead Zone is basically shit. You basically don't need to watch it. I did not like The Dead Zone whatsoever. It's got Christopher Walken, and he's really fucking weird in it. I mean, it's Christopher Walken. I mean, he just does what he does, and he just creeps you out. And he's around these kids, and it's really awkward and creepy, and I don't want Christopher Walken around my children ever. So, hey, I don't recommend The Dead Zone. It's weird, and he's got like some sort of psychic power when he touches people, and he looks like he's coming and having a stroke at the same time. He's like, whatever. But yeah, no. The rest of them are all right, though. Glad to have it in the collection. Glad to have some fucking Stephen King in the collection because it's classic. All right, what are we at right now? 25 minutes. Okay, I'm going to stop it here, but you're not going to see it. You're just going to maybe see like a little woo, and then we're back to it. All right. So yeah, next is The Nun. If this thing will fucking focus, thanks. Please focus right here. Great. The next is The Nun. Not the best in the Conjuring series. I'm not going to say it's amazing or anything. It's a 5.5 or a 6 out of 10. A lot of jump scares. I fucking hate jump scares. Let's just get down to the nitty gritty here. I do not like jump scares. It is the cheapest, most juvenile form of fucking horror that you can use in a horror film. Can we please stop using jump scares in horror films and get back to building suspense? Get back to, just showing really creepy, scary shit. Let's get back to actually horrific shit in horror films. Stop going boo every 5 minutes, because I'm a grown-ass man. I don't get scared by boo. No one does. So you can fuck off with the jump scares, because no one's afraid of them, except maybe my 6-year-old. And even he thinks they're funny. Anyways, moving right on. This is all right. If you're into the Conjuring series, if you like Blumhouse, if you like that kind of stuff, it's just basically a paint-by-numbers Blumhouse film in the Conjuring series. Kind of adds more to the universe and, the history and stuff like that of what's going on there. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's nothing super scary. The character looks neat. It's interesting to see how, the character came about and why it's there. I mean, this was based off of a fucking painting on a wall in one of the other films. So really, what did you expect? What did you expect? If you went to the theater and paid money to see The Nun and you came out of there bitching, you're an idiot. What the fuck did you expect from a movie called The Nun based on a scene revolving around a painting of a nun in one of the movies? You've seen the trailers. And you still paid, 13, 14, 15, whatever bucks to go to the theater and watch it, and you're bitching about it. You're an idiot. That's all I have to say about people bitching about this who've seen it in theaters and are complaining about wasting their money. What did you expect? What the fuck did you expect? I'm done. I'm done with this rant. But I liked it. It was all right. Once again, probably like a 5.5 or a 6 out of 10 for the Conjuring universe. Worth adding to your collection if you're into the Blumhouse and the Conjuring universe stuff. If you're not, don't start with this one. Just start with the first Conjuring, maybe. Start with Insidious. Start with the first fucking Sinister. Don't start with that one. This is for kind of fans of the series, and that's about it. Next. I'm going to leave this one for last. Okay. This one, it's kind of just your basic short stories, compilation of kind of Christmas-themed horror stories. But the way they kind of, lump them all together is kind of neat. They kind of start off by this couple going on a date, sitting in this kind of old movie theater kind of thing, and there's this interpretive dance / weird stage thing where people kind of reenact the stories that happen in this for the audience that's in the theater watching this. But we, as like the actual audience watching the movie, see it as like a proper movie version of it, and there's like actual acting and stuff. But between each story, there is a, like a little scene, like a funny, humorous little scene of this really weird, scary old lady pulling off like a sheet with, or not a sheet, but like a piece of paper with the name of the next story on it, and then like a quick little scene of these like 3 or 4 people acting out a certain thing, and then it cuts to like the actual movie part. But it was interesting. A couple of them are kind of creepy. A couple of them are kind of funny as fuck. The first one is really weird. One of the it's basically these people in an office being killed by some sort of serial killer. They're trapped in the office. There's some like poisonous gas. They're getting weird gifts. One of the gifts explodes in one of them's face and kills them. I know this is kind of spoilery, but you're probably never gonna watch this. It was all right. Like if you're one of those like Christmas themed horror film people, then you might. But if other than that, you're probably never going to buy this. I'd say if it's for $5 or $6 in a bargain bin, sure, add it to your collection. But it's nothing you'll miss. Another one is this guy that kind of does like a quick little version of Scrooge. He like sees the future, the past, and this and that, and there's some weird things that go on. There's another one where aliens visit this guy around Christmas every year and just try to figure out why humans like Christmas and what it's about and just kind of control them. That's weird. And then another one is this kind of curse that happens only when your birthday is on December 25th, and these chicks in a van see this guy locked out of his car and they kind of give him the curse. Yeah. Anyway, it's interesting enough for like a one-time watch, and if you want to add it to your like Christmas-themed horror movie collection. But yeah, this is all the creatures we're stirring. Oh, come all ye evil, like is the tag at the back. It's kind of funny. But yeah, some B-movie level acting. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of short stories. It's about 80 minutes long in its entirety. Worth seeing once, and if it's in the bargain bin, definitely pick it up. All right, next, and the last one. This one's really cool, mostly because I'm a fan of Bella Thorne and Bill Skarsgård, and they're both in this. And you know, this is Assassination Nation. It's basically Jawbreaker meets The Purge, and that's kind of how they sell it too. Like, oh, it says Mean Girls meets The Purge, but I think it's more like Jawbreaker meets The Purge. Basically, everyone's phone in this gets hacked by the person you would never expect, but it's not who you think it is. They never allude to it at all in the story. There's no way of guessing it. It's just kind of like, I think they made it the person that it was at the very end just for jokes. Spoiler, even the person says they did it for the lulz. But anyways, they hacked everyone's phone. They released everyone's nudes, everyone's private videos, everyone's kind of sketchy conversations all over the town, and everyone sees it. So all the fucking bullies are getting like ratted out on. All the fucking sexual predators are kind of getting ratted out on. All the home breakers and cheaters are getting like ratted out on. Everyone's finding out about it, and people just start going fucking nuts and like trying to kill each other and getting revenge, and the whole town erupts into chaos. It's pretty good. I gotta say, this is a really good film. Some not so great acting, and there's this chick. I don't know. Sometimes she's hot. Sometimes she's kind of depending on the angle and the lighting. I don't know. They're really trying to sell this person lately in some things that I've seen. I don't know. I'm not really buying their acting all that much. They're also in the Netflix show called You. Yeah, just YOU. Recommend it. Check it out. It's a really weird, interesting show about this kind of maniacal sociopath who's trying to get a girlfriend and falls in love with this chick and becomes like a big stalker, creep ass weirdo, but then finds out the chick he's in love with is also, or has a friend that's also a weirdo, creepo stalker person obsessed with the person he's trying to get with. So yeah, check out that. This person's in it. But definitely check out Assassination Nation. Like, once again, if you like Mean Girls, if you like The Purge, if you like Jawbreaker, if you like any of those kind of like edgy teen movies, or like City Goes Crazy films, you know, this is for you. Definitely go check it out. Highly recommend it. And once again, if you like Bella Thorne or if you like Bill Skarsgård, they're also in it. Not super huge roles, but, you know, they're in it. Really recommend it. Pretty good stuff. I don't know if it's a big production. I think it's potentially fan funded or something, maybe. I'm not sure, but it's one of those movies. But the acting's good in it. It's not like amazing. It's not like B level acting, but there is some B level acting here and there. I mean, I'm not the best judge. I give things a pass quite a bit, because I get soaked into what's actually happening and I don't fucking judge every little detail. But lots of fun with this one. I'm giving this an 8.5 out of 10. Really good. Once again, for fans of like I don't know, Mean Girls and Jawbreaker and all that kind of shit. But also, like, when the town goes crazy and starts killing each other, kind of has that Purge feel for sure. So, Assassination Nation, 8.5 out of 10. So, that's it. I know this has gone on for probably about 35 minutes. I thank you for watching this to the very end. I hope I've shown you some movies to check out. I hope you enjoyed some of these. Let me know which ones you've seen. Let me know which ones you have yet to see. Let me know, like, what are some of your favorites in here. If I didn't just say that, I think I might have. Let me know your rankings. Yeah, so that's it. This has been another Horror Movies to Either Watch or Avoid series. I'm Jesse Morgan. For Glory, for the Rebellion, Slammerella out. All right, now put all these away. Cracker Barrel. I'll fucking piss in your Cracker Barrel. Wait, so you'd be pissing cheese? Oh my god.